What's going on, guys? Ben here, and today we're checking out a playtest of Raise Your Tribe. Now, this is a weekend playtest that I was able to have a little look at, and it's from a small development team called Primeval Forest Studios. Now, this is kind of like it's an open world survival craft, kind of, you know, what we've seen before to some degree, a bit like Ark, Icarus, Rust. It's got PvP, PvE, and you do have solo and co-op as well. So you'll be able to choose between co-op, solo, and there's a playtest server at the moment on that side of things too. The main thing here that's kind of making it a little bit more unique is that it's got a cyberpunk aesthetic. It's also combining horror elements and a tactical shooter. And when I was reading all of this, my initial kind of concerns were, are they trying to do too much? Is this like just one big kind of melting pot of the topical genres at the moment? It's combining a few of the things like, you know, horror, tactical shooter, and survival open world with RPG elements and a cyberpunk aesthetic. That's like ticking all 5 boxes for me. So I had to jump in and give this a go. I'm going to kind of show you what I've done so far and kind of what my thoughts are on it, a little bit of feedback on the game and stuff like that, because this is very early. I mean, it does say it's an early alpha version, 0.0.1.2. And it does say, you know, the game is in development, it's not ready for early access, etc. I feel like people generally jumping into this right now might be put off by it. There's definitely potential here though, but this really depends on, for me, how its development is going to go. So we're going to jump into my solo kind of experience, which at the moment it seems like you kind of just have the one file. I guess you can maybe go into settings and delete the solo file if you wanted to start again, because there's no like loading option. You just save and you just have that one solo file. Like I said, it's at the moment it's kind of got that, it kind of feels like some of it is just kind of asset flipping, which might be a little bit unfair, but you know, it's lacking the polish and stuff like that. Now I've actually got a bug which I will like load into a new one as well, because I've got a bug where the grass textures were all here when I first loaded in, but now that it's like I've loaded in to my save game, it's just like flat grass textures, which I appreciate isn't the best thing to show you guys. So we'll go through some of the little bits of like the mechanics of what I've kind of gone through so far, and then we'll jump in, because like I said, I can't start a new survival game. Not that I'm like easily able to find anyway. So you got your normal kind of, you know, your little bar at the bottom with your different weapons and stuff like that. And like I said, you've got that kind of Q&E kind of leaning stuff and things like that. We have our little rabbit trap thing here, which hasn't been triggered. I don't even know if that's in the game, like as a mechanic itself. Top left, we obviously have our map position, temperature. Haven't noticed anything drastic with temperature on that side of things. And then you've got your health bar on the top left, which is the red one. You've got your thirst and your hunger, which is the blue and yellow bar. And then your sprint bar is the white one that appears when I'm kind of sprinting, and you can see it goes down over time and stuff like that as well. So there is like hunger and thirst. Food will have like calories and hydration, and you know, some things will give you health gain and things like that as well. I'm not sure. I think that was more of like a health regen. Not sure if it's like just straight up. It might even be just health points. But yeah, and you've got these kind of different things in your inventory. So you've got your ores and your firewood and your wood and everything like that. And it's not a weight-based system. It's slot-based. So you're full when you've finished all your slots. And it's kind of a little bit RPG, because you've got this kind of obviously clearly work in progress, like my name's even cut out from it and everything like that. But on the right hand side, you've got kind of what your character's looking like, which, yeah, is a little bit all over the place, I'd say. But you can kind of, you know, it kind of looks placeholder at the moment, because like the things aren't even like working right now. I would say this is probably too early access or early alpha test, if that makes sense, like shoring some of these little bits up. But I think the main reason behind this playtest was they wanted to try the server stability, see how just what bugs did come up, you know, just get some people trying it and see what comes up and fix it. So like I said, for me, you know, we're not judging a finished product here, we're judging in the long term when we come back and look at this game in 3 months or a year's time, we want to see what improvements have they made. How have they actioned these things? Is development going well? Do we have a good game here on our hands? Because I think there's a good kind of foundation here, which we're going to go into. So obviously you kind of level up by doing stuff. If I, I'll show you, we can put the planks down and, sorry, we can put our logs down from the trees and then you can chop them. And then that's how you get planks. And you'll see on the top right, we then have our level, and that level kind of scales. And it's pretty much most of the general tasks, you get 2 XP for all these little bits and chopping trees and stuff. So I'll show you some of these as well. Like I said, smaller trees and bushes you can just pick up, and, you know, a little bit like Icarus, you can just go and pick up and stuff like that. And there's a little bit of a inconsistency, I would say, if I was being critical. You've got these things that obviously, you know, you just go up and pick them up and stuff like that. I'm trying to find an example of, there we go. See that kind of, that hue over there? So that's like a stick, like a, it's wood as well, but it's just wood on the floor. But some stuff that's interactable glows, and it's a weird one because at the same time, you don't want all the trees and stuff glowing. I feel like it's close enough if you're closer to it and it glows and you could pick it up maybe, because what you do get is sometimes, I don't have an example because I don't think the stuff respawns at the moment. You can be looking in the distance, you can be seeing just like a whole trail of these blue outlined items that you need to pick up. It can be a little bit immersion breaking. Wood chopping. The tree has a health bar. You chop the tree down like that, so you just keep hitting that. And there is item durability meters in the game, but none of the items have durability at the moment. That system's just a placeholder. Nothing's breaking. So I don't know on how many pickaxes or wood cutting axes it's going to take. But as you can see here, tree chops down. We do have, you know, decent sound effects, decent kind of animation there. And then basically chop the log a few times, and then it'll become like something you can pick up. And you can pick those 2 up, and then you do, it basically does it in half, so you do that again, and you pick up the next 2 pieces as well. And that's your logs. And so that is then how that kind of entire tree chopping system works. With your pickaxes, similar kind of thing, but only certain rocks, like what we're used to seeing in most of these games. Again, I don't think the materials spawn back. There's another, like, there's an example of you've got the rock and the stick there and stuff like that, the wood. We've got the normal kind of Unreal Engine 5 pop-in coming up everywhere and stuff like that. I'm not expecting in this game, like I'm quite critical of pop-in, but I'm not someone who's expecting that at this stage of the game. I would say if we've still got that kind of pop-in that close to the player when we're going into like a closed beta, that's when it's like, okay, is realistically, is that going to get fixed? But as you can see, I mean, this is a good little example of just the texture pop-in and stuff. And also, have any rocks been spawned in for me? We do have some wildlife over there. We have some deer and stuff like that. We do have to be careful because there is like combat in this game. So there are AI enemies, and the wildlife at the moment is super tanky. A wolf took like a full clip of my SMG yesterday, and the kind of robot enemies, like these kind of AI, the main kind of enemies where there's like different robots and stuff. There we go, there's a rock. Well, they're just straight up, you just can't shoot them. They're just invincible. At the moment, like their health bars are so big and the damage we do is so low. That definitely need tweaking, especially if, like, it's fair enough if it's like, oh, you need a clan of people, like, you know, PvE, like PvP kind of work together kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know, that would definitely need tweaking if you're going to offer a solo experience, because yeah, it had insane range as well, insane range, and it was just clipping me. I barely got away. I had like 5 health or something, and yeah, the combat seems interesting on that side of things. I did also come across like a zombie, so again, it's got like the both the tropes of like AI robots and like killer zombies kind of thing. That's kind of definitely the weakest part of this at the moment, which has potential to be really cool, especially from a solo experience and stuff like that, because as you can probably see, we have these kind of compounds, these kind of areas. There's like a train yard over there as well. I would say they're a little bit randomly placed, and I don't know why these kind of electrical masts kind of... I mean, they are electrical masts, aren't they? They're kind of just put haphazardly, and they're not even connected or anything. There is like, I think over this way, there was like a bridge that was like collapsed and stuff as well. So there's some cool things, but I think from a world building design point of view, I wouldn't be surprised if this all changes, because if we open up the map, we can see we have, you know, we got this GPS kind of interface. We've got the train yard just north of us, like I said there, and we're in the D6 kind of quadrant. You know, this is a huge map. I think we basically just went into E6, just basically there. The huge map. Haven't really, I think I went briefly into D5 and have briefly been into C6. That's me just having a little explore, but empty at the moment, like for the most part. Now, if we do go over, there's some good sound effects and stuff like that, especially when you're near the enemies and things like that. The problem is that I found the audio triggers to be far away. Like so, well, I mean, they're closer than the actual enemy is. Like, it would sound like, oh, the enemy's on the other side of the wall, and he's actually like way further down. So we've got this kind of train yard. Oh, I'm actually getting shot at. Well, you get to see a bit of combat, because I haven't fought this guy before. That's actually a human survivor. Oh, and there's the, there's a bug. Okay, so, I remember now, the body's not going to be there for me to loot, unfortunately. But, because I don't think it's... Oh, it's there again. Basically, there's a bug where if I use this pistol, because this machine gun, I'm out of bullets. If I use this pistol, it just keeps doing the shooting background thing, which is annoying. But you can loot. I'll turn it down, and we got some leather. Can't loot his gun or anything. Like, let me just never use this gun ever again. Let me just mute this and never use this gun ever again. So that is pretty cool, because I didn't know there were human survivors. Like I said, we're gonna run this way because I think it's saved just before he spawns and starts shooting us. This is the sound effects. I don't know if you can hear that at the moment. You can hear the kind of electronic-y, robot-y kind of sounds. Now, the problem with this pistol is that for some reason there's a glitch that when I fire it, the audio just keeps repeating regardless of trigger press. And unfortunately, my other weapons don't have ammo, and I can't get the bow to work. Now, this might be a user error because I have arrows. Do I have to equip? No. See, I have arrows. I can't put them on the bar. I can't put them on the bow or anything. But yeah, so at the moment for me, combat is just not really viable. It's something that needs a lot of work. There's a lot of different items here and stuff like that. I'll show you the chest back home and stuff, but I'll show you in here as well. So you can hear these sounds, and this sounds like really close, right? Now, this is where it's gonna... He is actually all the way over there. Oh yeah, he's already seen us. See what I mean? Like, the AI is really aggressive and almost impenetrable. I don't want to shoot because I don't want to like restart the thing again. Because the audio bugs. You can break these kind of things to get your different bits of scrap and stuff. There's some cool ideas here and foundations. Stuff like this where the carriage just looks empty and there's just some random chests placed. Like, doesn't make the most sense with some things. But then there's a load of like crafting items and stuff like that. Is this like a killer mask? A little bit inspired by Escape from Tarkov, maybe. There we go. And medicine leaves, biofuel. So loads of stuff here. This to me, I don't know, like, I'm not a game dev. This to me screams of they've placed like a train asset down like an empty one, and then they've just put some cabinets in here. And this, you know, like I said, it's fine for now. I'd be disappointed if this was like a final product. And then this one as well, you've got then some seats, but then why would the train seats be like slightly turned? You know what I mean? Like there's some things from a design standpoint. So on the wider thing, you're like, oh cool, a train yard, and then, but then why? This train track doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't continue all the way. It's kind of like isolated in its own thing. And God knows what's over there. That's like another kind of area, which, like I said, at the moment, if they're a zombie or a human, they can go down pretty easily. See what I mean? The train track just stops here. It doesn't like continue with overgrowth or anything. Like, that'd be cool to have like various train yards, and throughout the map there's like, you know, a train network running through it that, you know, it's not working, obviously. It's not like you need to have stations working and stuff, but it fits with the world. At the moment, things feel a little bit random with their placement. That would be my kind of thing currently. Obviously, from a base building point of view, we have that you can put like your logs that you chop down from trees. You can turn them into firewood by chopping here, or you can turn them into planks. The planks are used for your building, and your firewood is used for your cooking pit and your furnace. Furnace is where you'll take like your metal ore and turn it into metal scrap, and metal scrap's used for a load of tech stuff. And then this is obviously for recipes for food and health stuff as well. This is a water barrel, which just gives, it doesn't rain, there's no weather system, it just gives you water every now and again. Like, so it just gives you a liter of water. Did it add it to here maybe? I can't remember if I had 2 waters or not. It said it added a liter of water, but I don't know what it actually added, if that makes sense. So maybe it did, maybe it didn't. So obviously you can have like your doors and stuff. You got a bed, it's just cosmetic. I couldn't get it to work or anything. It's not a save point or a respawn. It could be a respawn point. I haven't died, but it didn't like tell me any of that when I placed it. You can build chests, and obviously, like you can see, there's a load of different stuff here. It will show you what it takes to craft that stuff as well. And it does say like here, like old world currency you can use in a safe town. So that's suggesting there are like going to be safe areas, maybe NPC areas that you can go in and trade and buy stuff. Haven't come across that yet. That might be what some of these things are on the map. But like I said, there's 2, like kind of the bottom, I can't actually point with a mouse, but directly south, like in G6, and kind of to the east in F7, they've kind of got like a 3 little houses thing. Maybe they're settlements. And then the red one with the tower, that looks like maybe it's like a hangar or something like that, or a command center. And then obviously we've got the train station to the north of us. So yeah, like I said, I haven't come across those because where I spawned, I'm super far away from those. Like I could probably make a journey there, but we'll have to see. But like I said, you've got different food, you've got high quality metals, stones, pebbles, all the different bits and pieces, as well as like stims and things like that. Now, you've got a crafting bench, very basic at the moment. You can also just press G. So G will basically open up your build menu. And like I said, for me, a lot of this UI I would change. I think a lot of it's placeholder at the moment. But there's a lot of decent options here. So you place your wooden kind of thing. Like you get your window, you get your doorway. You got your ceiling tiles, which I've done. You can put your, you can build your house. You got your roof and everything like that and stuff too. So, and you can put pillars down and stuff. So there's a lot of like, you know, your basic kind of building blocks are here. Kind of thing, and then you've got your foundation itself, which is what we've used to like build the house on initially. So that's all good. If you go into your inventory and you basically, as you level up, it's a little bit like Pal World and maybe Ark, definitely like Icarus as well. As you level up, you'll earn tech points. You go to learning, and then you spend those tech points on those recipes. So I already had a bow, so I didn't bother like doing like unlocking the bow. You can see we unlock the plank we unlock the plank cutter, we unlock the campfire. Definitely needs to have a little bit of a look in terms of order of things, because I think you don't unlock a chest, You unlock the furnace at level 6, but you unlock the cupboard and the chest at level 6. So the cupboard's at level 4. You can't actually make the cupboard because it needs metal scrap. Like, but you can't get metal scrap until you have a furnace. So there's a little bit of an order of things maybe that needs to happen. But I think the large chest and the furnace on the same level makes sense. And I think like you can have a code lock, which again, I haven't played Rust, but I assume you attach that onto a wall next to a door, set the code, and then only players that know the code can come in, kind of thing. Maybe, not too sure. You can do your walls and stuff like that. Your different clothing. A lot of these are placeholders, but you can see we've got anvils, kitchen counters, and stuff like that. Start crafting different weapons and better pickaxes and axes and stuff. Generators, better clothing. You can start making weapons and armor and start, you know, crafting the Glock 21 that we're using. That has the sound bug at the moment. 9mm pistols and rocket launchers and all that kind of stuff. So goes currently up to 25, where you can get the like a katana and some stuff. And like I said, at the moment, yeah, like there's stuff here, and like I said, the number it means how many points it takes. Like I said, there's not enough points to unlock everything, at least at my level anyway. Like I said, I've got 0 points, and there's still quite a few different. The green bits are the bits I haven't researched yet. The grey bits I have researched. So that's kind of how the crafting side of things work. And then they say over here, which I quite like the idea of, legendary items, you find those blueprints out in the world. So dropped by enemies or specific places on the map. That would be pretty cool. So you can get hazmat suits by finding 2 blueprint papers and stuff like that. This would be cool if you can actually like maybe find like hints or tips by like, you know, you go raid the train station. You might get like a hint of like, oh, or maybe there's a blueprint paper there. Maybe I've been in there and didn't find any blueprint papers in this. Don't know actually if they're actually in there yet. But yeah, that's something there. Then you can craft, and obviously you can craft this stuff, and there might be more stuff, but you can craft this stuff on your person, and you got the ×5 or ×1 options, so you can do 1 stick, you can do 5 sticks, and stuff like that. You can craft your bits and pieces and stuff, and it's fairly quick on that side of things. For some of the bigger items, you need a crafting bench, which again, you can craft the same items you can craft on hand, but then you can also then craft like your chest and your other little bits and pieces and stuff like that too. So they said we can craft a rope, and now it says we've got all the stuff for the fishing pole. We can craft the fishing pole, and go from there. We could craft another large chest if we wanted. This takes longer, so there is like a time thing. And like I said, with UI and stuff, you see there's like a load of like, it's not perfect. There are like glitches with stuff and things like that. It's I would revisit the entire UI personally. I think there's a lot of like this. There's a lot of just empty space all around here. Obviously, this needs fixing, but I would say there's definitely some improvements that could be done here. Obviously, the keybinds all show as 1, even though it does work like the keybinds. You can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It does cycle through, but obviously, I don't think you need to have like 1 gun, because the guns don't stack anyway. So I feel like it would make sense just to not have the numbers there, and just have keybind numbers instead, maybe. And maybe if you do want to show quantity for applicable items, have that top left corner or something like that. But you know, it's got things that are like, oh, these are things are weapons, these things are crafting, these things are food, these things are ammo, so these things are healing, clothing. So it's got a nice system on that. On that side of things, UI is, and the UX is nice. Professions, unlock at level 10. This is where you start to then choose your kind of cyberpunk tree, as it were, where you go down the enforcer route, combat, weapon handling, start to get your buffs there. You've got your medical kind of cyber doc kind of options and engineering kind of focus. And then you got the psycho, volatile, skilled bomb making, explosives, and drug synthesis, and all that kind of stuff as well. So probably more so on a PvP side of things, this might then play more of a factor. Obviously solo, you're then going to probably pick one that is going to play to your strengths and your playstyle. And then tribe is, you know, that says it doesn't work at the moment, but it's, from my understanding, it's going to be like just, you know, in-game in-game kind of clan system, guild system, party system maybe. But again, I think if you're co-op or you're solo, probably not going to be using this tab anyway. So, like I said, UI could do with a bit of an overhaul, I would say. But like I said, there's something here. It's just a case of how I feel like I'm too early to the party. Oh, we have had something get caught. We got some raw meat and bones, so it's good to know that works because yeah, that wasn't doing anything yesterday when I put it down. There's some good core systems here. Like, it's just then a case of it needs a lot of polish. And like I said, that's not necessarily criticism because this is early alpha. Like I said, I think this is the first time they've actually put this out. You know, you come back in a year's time and this game is, you know, this is heavily optimistic, but you know, this game is like Cyberpunk and Ark and Icarus had a baby. You know, that would be a fantastic kind of game. Like I said, I don't know the developer. I don't know their kind of their roadmap. I don't know their like schedule, but there's potential here. It's just, will they realize that potential? Also, just in case you're wondering, there is no swimming. You just walk, and you just fall, and you just have a health bar thing. Again, not something I'm critical of because it's not like they were like, oh, there's swimming and it's bugged or glitched. No, there's no swimming. That's fine. That's fine. Not yet. More important systems probably. I'm just trying to see if there's anything in this cave, but there's not. That's what I'd like to see from these worlds, because it's all very well having a massive open world. All very well having a massive open world, but if there's nothing in it, and it's just empty, then you know, you don't have any reason as a gamer to go and explore. I'm actually stuck. Yeah, let me just jump back down into the water and climb back up. There we go. Definitely over like rocky terrain. There's like pathing issues for sure. Yeah, for me, it's all gonna hinge on where is this game going. For me at least, it started very much like Ark did, where you just start on a beach and you have some stuff to begin with. So what we'll do is we'll start a new game very quickly. I'm not gonna like do a full kind of playthrough of it, but just to show you what the character creator is like and stuff, because again, there are some stuff there that is a little bit janky and definitely work in progress. So just being transparent, want to show that all off, show you what we've got at the moment. And then, like I said, ideally in a year's time, but I don't think this would be coming. This is probably 2026. I'd be very surprised if this comes out next year. Like, I don't know. It depends. Like I said, I'm not a game dev. I understand these things take time though. So I would rather them get it right rather than rush it. So I guess if we join a server, and I imagine it's just going to start me. Probably, well, it'll be interesting to see if it's RNG or if it starts me in the same place. Character is shared apparently. Okay. So you create your character once, and it is in the same location. So this is technically me on a server. That sound does mean there's an enemy over that way. Can I get arrows to work on this one? Maybe I'm just stupid with this. I just can't get the bow and arrow to work. But yeah, maybe I need to reinstall the game because yeah, the textures were a lot better for me initially. I feel when I first loaded out, it just hasn't been a thing since. But yeah, I thought it would show me the character creator. You can see there's some people, there's a chat and everything like that and stuff for the people who are trying it out and playing it and stuff like that who are online. So yeah, like just reading from the Steam page, you know, they're planning to have, you know, an arsenal ranging from katanas, firearms, explosives, cybernetic implants, you know, they're expecting all of that. PvE environment, players will face off against a vast array of advanced machines. They have unique design and combat capabilities. At the moment, they're far too strong, but you know, that can be tuned. And the plan is to explore a vast open world that includes villages, underground laboratories, and much more. There's over 200 items that can be found. Immerse yourself in a post-apocalyptic cyberpunk world. So, it's one of those things where I would say at the moment it's lofty goals. I don't actually care if I die on this one. We can have a little run in here and have a look. Something there. So we can loot things and stuff like that. But yeah, we got a Glock. Problem with the Glock is that the Glock is has the sound glitch, so not great. But again, you can come in here and loot all this stuff, and this kind of stuff does make it kind of like the risk reward of going into a base and looting and, you know, potentially coming up against like really dangerous enemies and stuff. But like, yeah, at the moment they're just one shot. They're far too strong. And like I said, the audio, there he is. The audio makes them sound a lot closer than they actually are. At the moment, early days, very, very early days. I said to check it out. Wasn't provided a key or anything or sponsored or anything like that. Obviously, it was just got access to the playtest. Someone said there was a playtest this week. You can see there's a zombie there as well. We get to see a little combo of all of them. Like I said, stuff needs work. For sure. Oh, I was gonna say we don't have the glitch, but we do have the glitch. Oh. Okay, let me quit. Cause that, oh. Like, stuff like that, I would have expected to have been found before it comes to playtest, you know? And those are quite big bugs, I would say. So, yeah. And at the moment, it doesn't seem like there's a way to, like, reset yourself. There's a few different options here and stuff. You can even have a body cam. Like, if we wanted to throw in another kind of genre, you can play this as a body cam game. Like, you can chuck on body cam mode, and it'll, like, just lower the kind of the viewpoint and everything like that. Interesting on that side of things. I would say they should focus on a couple of things first and then add to it if they want to. Massively ambitious game. Unreal Engine 5. There's potential here, but you know, when I look at the screenshots of the game, I'm seeing a different game on the screenshots at the moment to the build that I'm playing right now. That would be my main thing. So yeah, this is Raise Your Tribe. It's got some huge potential. I would probably, like I do with most of my survival stuff, stick on co-op and solo. There's no co-op available on this playtest. Be looking at solo and co-op for most of these. I'm not a big kind of PvP kind of fan in these. I don't want to be spending my time building a base and then just have someone come along and destroy it all. Just because they've had a bad day IRL. I like the option that there is solo and co-op. I just think this needs a lot more time in the oven. Really good to have a little go of it though, and see what it's like. Like, absolutely, 100% like potential here. Just, will it realize that potential, or is this just a load of different Unreal Engine assets flipped and chucked into a game world? Because at the moment, that would be my concern. It feels a little bit random. Do they have the direction on the team? Are they crafting that world? You know, is there actual design and purpose behind it? Because at the moment, it just feels like some things are just haphazardly placed just to create a point of interest. Rather than it being one big connected world, which I think when you're in a cyberpunk game, like the intricacies and the connectivity of it all and everything kind of flowing is really important. But then you're trying to balance it with like a tropical island-ish at the same time. One on my list, going to be on the radar for me to just keep an eye on. It needs a lot more time before it's even ready for another alpha test. I would say 1 to 2 years away from a closed beta, let alone then open beta and release. So this might not be one we see for a while. Team seems really nice from what I've seen of them on the Discord and stuff like that. A lot of potential, a lot of good ideas. Just, can they stick the landing with this? Time will tell. But anyway, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you think, what you've seen from the footage. Like I said, it is early alpha version. I do want to stress that. So it's how it develops and where their like journey to the finished product is. That'll be the main thing. Again, no idea on pricing. It's too early to even discuss that. No release date. Too early to discuss that as well. Let me know in the comments what you think. And yeah, with that, I'll leave that there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.